We begin with scenes of Riley being born. As she opens her eyes, joy, one of her basic emotions, appears in her mind. Riley's experiences become memories that are stored as orbs in her mind. Riley begins to cry, and sadness appears in her mind. As she grows older, more emotions appear in Riley's mind, and memories of their experiences get stored in colors that match the emotions. The important memories are called core memories and power different aspects of Riley's personality. The personalities form individual islands connected to the mind's headquarters, where the basic emotions reside. Time passes, and Riley grows older as her emotions continue to guide her. The new memories are moved to her long-term memory as Riley sleeps. Riley and her family move out of their house in Minnesota, surprising Riley's emotions. Joy plays daydreams of what Riley's new house will look like. They arrive at the house in San Francisco and realize it's not attractive. Her room is empty, and as the other emotions panic, Joy informs them that an empty room is an opportunity. Joy makes Riley plan how her room will look, and she gets excited. She rushes down the stairs to get her furniture, but her parents tell her the moving van won't arrive for a few days. Joy plays an idea and makes Riley play hockey to cheer her and her parents up. They all play hockey in the living room and have fun. Her dad gets a call and is informed that he has to meet an investor immediately. They play a memory of Riley passing by a pizza store. Riley suggests to her mom that they get pizza, and as they arrive at the restaurant, they realize they only serve broccoli-covered pizza. Riley walks home with her mom, and Joy plays a memory of their road trip. Sadness touches the memory, and it changes from a happy one to a sad one. Joy and the other emotions wonder what's wrong and instruct Sadness not to touch anything. Riley walks to a staircase, and as she's about to slide down the rails, she loses interest. Joy sees that her goofy core memory has fallen out, and she rushes to put it in its place. Sadness apologizes as she tries to touch a core memory, but Joy stops her. She tells Sadness that she is stressed and tries to cheer her up, but cannot. She decides to make Sadness read the mind manuals to keep her preoccupied. Riley asks her mom and dad to kiss her goodnight. Fear realizes that her dad looks annoyed, and he panics. Joy tries convincing the other emotions to be happy, but anger tells her that Riley doesn't have a reason to be happy. Riley's mom enters her room and sits beside her. She thanks her for being a sweet and happy girl, even though they're going through a lot. She kisses Riley goodnight, and as she leaves the room, the emotions realize that Joy is right, and Riley needs to be happy. Riley eats cereal the following morning, and Joy wakes the other emotions. She gives the emotions various tasks to perform and retrieves some daydreams from the train of thought. Disgust helps Riley look nice for her first day at school, and she leaves the house. She arrives at school, and the teacher asks her to introduce herself to the class. Joy plays happy memories as Riley talks, but the memories become sad, and she begins to cry. Joy and the others see that the memory has turned sad and try to remove it. A core memory forms, and the emotions see it as a sad one. Joy tries to stop it from joining the others, but she accidentally removes all the core memories, disabling their personalities. Joy tries disposing of the sad core memory in a vacuum tube, but she and Sadness accidentally get sucked in. They are transported to the long-term memory section and see that the personality islands are inactive. Joy holds on to the core memories and says they must return them to their position. Riley has dinner with her parents, and Disgust and the others decide to run her emotions while Joy is absent. Anger controls the panel and makes Riley yell at her parents. Her dad's emotions retaliate, and he sends her to her room. Joy decides to walk on a thin pipe that leads to headquarters from the Goofy Personality Island. Riley's dad enters her room and tries acting goofy, but she doesn't respond. The Goofy Personality Island begins to collapse, and Joy runs off the pipe. Riley falls asleep, and Joy tells Sadness they'll have to return to headquarters before she wakes up. She decides to go through the long-term memory, but Sadness tells her she will get lost in its maze. She realizes that Sadness read the mind manuals and knows a way to return to headquarters. They begin their journey, and Sadness reluctantly joins. They walk for a long time without getting anywhere, and Riley wakes up. Joy hears mind workers and rushes to them. She sees as they dispose of old and unneeded memories. Riley talks to her friend through her laptop and realizes she has a new friend. Anger controls the panel, and Riley shuts her laptop in anger. Friendship Island collapses, and Joy continues dragging Sadness around. Joy sees someone moving through the memories. He tries running away, but she catches up to him and realizes he is Bing Bong, Riley's imaginary friend when she was a little girl. She asks him if he knows how to return to headquarters, and he offers to show them the way. He tells them that Riley doesn't need an imaginary friend anymore, so he wanders around the long-term memory. He removes his belongings from his bag and lets Joy place the core memories inside. They see the train of thought, and Bing Bong tells them he knows a shortcut to get to it. Bing Bong and Joy enter a building marked Danger, and Sadness hesitantly enters. Riley tries comprehending loneliness, and Joy and the others begin abstracting in the building. They go through the 4 stages and narrowly escape as 2-dimensional objects. They see the train of thought, but it leaves them behind. Bing Bong says there is another station where the train stops, and they enter Imagination Land. They go through several imaginations and see her imaginary boyfriend. Riley and her mom arrive at a hockey game, and Riley tries to join the team. Fear tries replacing the core memories with hockey memories, but they don't work, and Riley doesn't play well. She gets angry and tells her mom she wants to leave. Hockey Island collapses, and Joy asks Bing Bong to hurry, leading them to the train. He realizes that Imagination Land is being demolished, and his imaginary plane that flies using the power of singing gets thrown into the memory dump. He sits as he mourns, and Joy tries cheering him up, but he ignores her. Sadness talks to Bing Bong and listens as he grieves. He hugs her and feels better, and they continue their journey. They arrive at the train of thought and get on it, and it begins to move. Riley enters her room, and disgust says the day is terrible. Fear tries to quit but falls out of the vacuum tube. Disgust tells him that emotions can't quit, and anger gets an idea. He picks a bulb representing ideas and tells the others that Riley's core memories were made in Minnesota. He suggests that Riley goes back to Minnesota and make more core memories. Fear has second thoughts on Anger's plan and suggests they sleep on the idea. Riley falls asleep, and the train of thought stops moving. Sadness suggests they wake her up and enter the facility where her dreams are made. They get on the dream set, and Sadness says they'll have to scare Riley to wake her. Joy refuses and says that they'll use happiness to wake her up. Joy and Sadness disguise themselves as a dog and get on the set while the dream plays. The dog accidentally gets cut in half, and the actors call security. Security arrives and apprehends Bing Bong. They take him to the subconscious, and Joy and Sadness make their way inside. They see Riley's darkest fears and gently make their way to Bing Bong using his candy tears. They see Bing Bong trapped on a clown's belly and slowly get to him. They realize they have to wake Riley up and then wake the clown. It pursues them, and they get to the dream studio. Fear watches as the clown emerges, and he makes Riley wake up. The train of thought continues moving, and Joy and the others get on it. Anger and disgust wake up, and Anger decides to activate his idea. Riley accepts the idea and decides to run away and return to Minnesota. Anger makes Riley use her mom's credit card to fund the trip. Riley walks downstairs, and as she steals the credit card, Honesty Island begins to collapse. It breaks the train of thought's rails and forces it to fall to the cliff's edge. The mind workers save Joy and the others from falling into the memory dump. They inform Joy and Sadness that Riley wants to run away from home. Honesty Island collapses, and Joy sees a recall tube leading back to the headquarters. They rush to the tube, and Joy realizes that the core memories will become sad if Sadness enters the tube with her. She decides to leave Sadness behind and enters the tube alone. The tube breaks, and Joy and Bing Bong fall into the memory dump. Joy tries climbing out of the memory dump but is unable to. Bing Bong informs them they are stuck, and Joy cries as she views a sad memory. She watches a core memory and realizes it was a sad memory before it became happy. Joy realizes that Sadness's purpose is alerting others when Riley is emotionally overwhelmed and needs help. She thinks of a way to escape and realizes that Bing Bong's rocket wagon is in the memory dump. They sing and find its location. Bing Bong and Joy power the rocket with their singing and try to leave the memory dump. They make several attempts, and Bing Bong motivates her to try again. While singing, Bing Bong jumps out of the rocket wagon, making it light and allowing Joy to escape. He celebrates and tells Joy to save Riley as he fades away. Riley gets to the bus station while Joy searches for Sadness. She follows a trail of sad memories and finds Sadness. She begins running away, but Joy pursues her through Imagination Land. Joy sees a trampoline on the collapsing family island and gets an idea. Anger and the others realize they shouldn't have given Riley the idea of running away. They try to stop her but lose control of the control panel. Joy makes multiple copies of Riley's imaginary boyfriend and places them in her bag. She pushes Sadness toward the headquarters, stacks the boyfriends to form a tower, and climbs it. She makes the tower of boyfriends fall and lands on the trampoline. Joy grabs Sadness midair, and they hit the headquarters. Disgust annoys Anger and makes his head catch fire. She uses the fire to make a hole in the glass, allowing Joy and Sadness to enter the headquarters. The emotions inform Joy of their situation, and she tells Sadness that Riley needs her. Sadness touches the idea and removes it. Riley immediately rushes out of the bus and runs home. She meets her parents, and Joy gives Sadness the core memories. The core memories become sad as Sadness touches them, and she plays them for Riley. Sadness operates the control panel, and Riley cries as she tells her parents she misses Minnesota and her old friends. Her parents say they miss Minnesota, and they all hug. Sadness places Joy's hand on the panel, forming a new core memory. It has multiple colors, and it creates a new personality island. A year later, new personality islands are formed, and the mind workers build a new control panel that allows all the emotions to work together. Riley and her parents arrive at a hockey game, and they cheer for her as she prepares to play. Her dad's emotions celebrate his face paint idea while her mom's emotions daydream about him. Riley bumps into a boy, and his emotions panic. She gets into the rink and plays hockey with her new friends. The end. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.